Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Think about it. We'll get into everything that we're going to get into as we go along, but I got to rant real quick. But why would you throw out an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? And I don't care what the record is. You show up for a fucking rivalry game. But he's actually talking to him constantly. That is a sign of a really, really good coach.
It's the ToddFox postgame podcast with your host, ToddFox.
Because the only thing I want to yell is "Fuck! Fuck!" Hello and welcome into a Sunday afternoon. As yes, I decided to do a postgame. James could not cover me today on this Sunday, so it is Sunday. So yeah, it's usually the day off, but I have a little time to get this one in, so we might as well get to the post game. And before we do, 714 tickets, 714 tickets, 714 tickets. If you are as pissed off at the Angels as I am, well, there's a good thing. You don't have to spend your ticket money elsewhere but 714 tickets, and not for the Angels. If you don't want to go watch the Angels and you're pumped up about the San Diego / Los Angeles Chargers of Anaheim of Western Hemisphere themselves, or you for some reason like the Rams, or you like anything hockey related when it comes around again, Ducks, Kings, whatever, any kind of sport, you can just get on 714 tickets and use our Heedy promo code. It doesn't have to be the Angels, and the best part about it, you can use it over and over and over. So that being said, let's get to what happened today. The Angels are, if you had your Halo honk on and you were honking yourself, you were chafing yourself, you're like, you know what? The season starts today, damn it. I don't care what anybody says. We have to be positive like Magic Johnson and Charlie Sheen. We have to be positive. Well, you can't anymore. It's time to just say, you know what? The season's done. For the second straight day, even if you were to ignore the previous two losses, yesterday and today, losing those games by the same score and the same futility has the other teams winning. All the teams ahead of you except Boston and New York won. So meaning the division is now 10.5 games out. You're going to be looking at now 7 games out of the wild card. No more. I don't want to hear this honk talk about you know what it would take. Again, yesterday I said the Angels' history is riddled with blowing division leads in the standings, fading in September. It's not riddled with, oh, what a huge comeback. Because even in the 2002 season, we kept pace with Oakland, but we never passed them. We made the wild card. No other time did we come out of nowhere to steal a division. What makes you think this year is going to happen? The futility I've been preaching about all year is continuing now with the coaching. Swings are just half-assed at best. Renfroe in one at-bat can't decide whether he wants to poke it to right field or pull it. His swings look terrible. Pitch outside, tries to pull it, not going to be close. That's the pitch that he struck out on, that he should be trying to poke it into right field. Instead, he's trying to drive it the other way. Bad coaching. Bad, what is it called? Scouting. You're not going over your scouting reports on a pitcher like that lives on the outside corner. You've seen it all day. The guy's giving the corners, and you're just not going along with it. It's terrible, 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 terrible coaching. Again, a slump for a good team with good coaching happens to the best of them. Acuna could have a bad month, or some of these players, Rauschman in Baltimore, could be struggling for a little while. But with good coaching, that stuff's changed. You get back into a better discipline at bats, and you're good. This entire series, with the exception of Detmers, no Halo honk can tell me with a straight face it's the pitching that's the problem. It's not. Because even when Detmers got you in that hole, I mean, you still scored 7 runs. You just couldn't get the last two. And you're depending on your bullpen to pitch multiple innings because the starters don't go that long, or Nevin hooks them, Uncle Phil hooks them. But when it comes down to it, these hitters have no direction. Again, I was shocked the Mariners didn't freaking go for a bunt with Crawford up there and a runner at second. But they trusted a guy who had 3 strikeouts today, who just put one down the line and got a nice single. And they should have scored J-Rod as well, but he came off the bag. But I was shocked they didn't bunt in the 10th inning. I really was. I thought, oh man, dude, they're gonna get a couple runs right here. They're at least gonna push across that one run, put the pressure on the Angels. And look what the Angels do. Again, you can't swallow your pride for not even a minute and realize for what's better for the team is for Renfroe to lay down that bunt and get speedy-ass Moniak to third. Nope. Or if Renfroe refuses to do it, put Velasquez in there. Let him bunt, move the runner over to third, and then try to get him in. As a home team, you don't always have to play for the win. But what does our dumbass commentators say in the booth? They're over there preaching, well, now you're only down 1 run. All you got to do is get a home run right here. Play for the walk-off win. You don't need to play for the walk-off win. You know? You could easily just try to get that runner over, tie the game up, and see what happens. Because Jaime didn't pitch all that bad in the 10th inning. He really didn't. It was just a good piece of hitting that drove in the run. And let's get into the scoring real quick. J.P. Crawford led off the game in the first inning off of Silseth, 1-0. Again, Silseth pitched a good game today. Bottom of the first, Moustakas, the leader on the team, drives in Shohei Ohtani on a double, his 12th of the year, to make it 1-1. Teoscar Hernandez homers on a line drive in left field to make it 2-1. But, dude, responded right back in the bottom of the 7th inning with a homer herself. And then we just talked about it, Suarez with a single to drive in the run from second, and there France scored. And then Rodriguez was thrown out. But now I was suggested by a Mariners fan, Leaf, talking about, you know, what we should do right now with a soundboard. And I found one that matches the Angels. And when they have futility, like today, the 3rd inning, they didn't have a hit after the 3rd inning till the 10th inning. Or actually not a base runner till the 10th inning. So let's talk about like what happened with the Mariners. Mariners got 3 runs, 7 hits. Angels 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The Teoscar Hernandez show went on again. 3 hits today, including that big home run to make it, with the RBI. But he had 1 strikeout. Suarez had 3 strikeouts, but his 1 hit was clutch. He was bordering. He was going to get the nachos tonight, but that hit was huge. Rodriguez had 2 more hits. He continues to raise his average. Let's see what else. For their pitching, Miller went 5 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 10 strikeouts. Again, making the rookie look great. The bullpen did a great job outside of Thornton right there with a blown save on the Theis home run. And Saucedo, or whatever you say his name, 2 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts. That's not bad at all. Now let's go over the Angels. And we're going to talk about the pitching first. Silseth pitched one of his best starts of all time. 2 runs, 4 hits in 7 innings, 2 earned, and 12 strikeouts. Again, Halo honks and dumbasses like this guy.
And, of course, I was pretty cocky when I wanted to get that over with, sit down and be...
Because Roger doesn't know when to shut up. That was the wrong one, by the way.
John Stamos choked on me.
But Roger Lodge is going to be like, oh, the pitching let us down and the hitting's there. And then you got Trent Rush going, oh, I think the hitting's 6th best in the league. You know what Trent Rush is?
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
He is. I can't stand Trent Rush. He's terrible. And he's over here kissing the hitter's ass like, oh, it's not the hitter's fault. Okay, so how do you explain 12 strikeouts in 7 innings and the offense can't muster shit? You know, besides, dude, going deep late in the game, you know, our boy Spicoli.
Oh, gnarly.
If it wasn't for Theis, we would have lost in 9 innings. Estevez did an all right job in 1 inning, 1 hit. More 1 inning, 1 hit. Jaime just gave up that hit. He didn't pitch all that bad. Now let's talk about that fearless offense. Let's talk about that well-oiled machine. Let's play a song that was reminded by me as one of my favorite episodes on South Park because this fits the futility of your Angels. Let's listen to it as I read the box score of your ass Angels. Renifo, 1 hit and 4 at-bats, 2 strikeouts. $600 million man, Shohei Ohtani, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit. Brandon Jury says, I got you, 1 hit, 4 at-bats, 1 strikeout. The Moose, the only guy who still wants to play for this team, 2 hits and 4 at-bats. Randall Grichuk said, hey, guess what? 0 for, baby, 0 for 4. Moniac's like, hey, no one's helping me with my swing, 3 more strikeouts. Hunter Renfroe can't hit the broadside of a barn, 0 for 4 again. Yes, he's well worth the money. He's going to absolutely get paid in the offseason. 2 more strikeouts. Dude had a home run in 3 at-bats and a strikeout. Wallach looked puzzled as can be, 0 for 1. And everyone's favorite Met, Eduardo Perez, 0 for 2. And C.J. Cron, flashback to 2014, 0 for 2 again, 2 strikeouts. That should be their new intro. Instead of calling all Angels, just that South Park Cash for Gold song. That's what it should be. That's what they're playing like. They're playing like ass. They're going to get themselves into an accident. Wait. Did someone say accident?
Accident or injury, call Jacob. I'm Ronnie, call Jacob.
You know I'm hungry right now, and I'm on a budget. What do I buy?
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper.
You know what you could do when you hit a home run and you're not on the field? Hitting a home run means Snoop Dogg in the studio with a big brownie in my mouth. God, I love Bally's. It's just endless material for me. But that's the summary on the game. Swept in 4 by your Seattle Mariners. A team that, once again, this team by most Angel Halo honks on AM 830, and even the ones that are on Halos in the infield and are part of the page, including myself, again, I'll say it, I predicted them to be 2nd or 3rd. I thought I had my inner honk on. I was honking myself till I chased myself. I thought this team would be battling Seattle for 2nd. But I was really wrong. Because in all actuality, I know Mariner fans are not really big fans of Scott Service. They're just not. And he's giving you reason to not like him. I get it. Believe me, we have Phil Nevin. But one thing that the Mariners fans take for granted is the fact that Scott Service can actually manage. Maybe not 100% of the time, but for most of the time. And he's got a competent staff, unlike Bill Hasselman, who will wave around his mom if she was 80 or 90 years old in a wheelchair from third base, knowing she's going to get thrown out and nailed by the catcher. The guy's a moron. We have several morons on this team. Matt Wise, whatever magic he had last year, is not there with the bullpen, but it's there with the starters. I'll give you that for most part, except Sandoval. But I mean, they're doing almost the same shit they did last year, where the pitching just gets it together and continues to keep you in ball games, and you get that like taste, like, hey man, all he needs a bloop and a blast, and you're right there. You know, you're losing these games by 1 run this entire series, 1 to 2 runs every game, and you're like, oh man, all he needs is a hit. Well, okay, Trent Rush, where's that 6th ranked offense you're bragging about? Could they not come through at least once in these situations? Never. They don't. One of the worst teams in all of baseball with runners in scoring position. They can't fucking hit. Oh, Marcus Thames is working really hard with these hitters. Fuck he is, dude. He's not doing shit. Again, look at the dugout comparison. I don't care if Seattle's on the other side. I don't care if Houston's on the other side. I don't care if Detroit's on the other side. Watch the inner reactions with all the ball players and the coaches. Drastically different with our assholes. And another thing I want to address right now, number 6, because again, I refuse to say his name. Fuck that guy. Number 6, for our Halos literally told Sam Blum, I'm dead. You can't talk to me. I don't exist. You are what your owner pays you, and you become what they and how they treat you and how they groom you. I don't think he pulled that shit in Washington. Correct me if I'm wrong. But number 6 is acting like he could just do whatever the hell he wants. He's that little brat kid that when you go to someone's house, whether it's a family member or a close friend, and their kid's running around just knocking shit over, telling their mom to go eat shit and just not listening. And then the mom's like, oh, please, baby, put that down. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Get after your son. Oh, Marty, don't do that. And both parents are just absolute pushovers. And you're sitting there uncomfortable like, man, I would beat the shit out of that kid if he was my kid. On the ass, by the way. You know what I mean. Disciplinary action. I'm not advocating to hit kids. But you know what I mean. I have to put that disclaimer out there. There's too many softies. But you know what I mean. And you're just so uncomfortable. Well, that's what we see. I'm uncomfortable seeing that dirtbag in our dugout, completely isolated in the corner by himself. And he's just like, man, I'm fixing my nails, biting my nails. I'm collecting a paycheck. Who cares about the team on the field? I'm Anthony Rendon. $38 million, guaranteed. We paid that guy. He's that kid you want to smack around. Teach some sort of discipline to. But unfortunately, that's our coaching staff. Unfortunately, that's the MO of the organization. I don't know if that extends to Perry, but I know that's Artie. Nobody's held accountable. Nobody. We've had more lawsuits than playoff appearances in the last 9 years. It's pathetic. We ain't making it this year. I don't care how honkish you are. We are not making it this year. This season is over. It's over. It's done. It's dead. The Mariners literally danced themselves over our graves. If you want to bring that meme, you know how they're always posing with a peace sign in front of the grave. Put Angels 2023 season there with Crawford or whoever else you want to put right there representing the Mariners with a Triton in their fucking hand and them just laughing. Because that's what it is, man. It's a laughing stock. Again, we all bid into this whole thing that Artie's all in at the trade deadline. We thought Artie had unfinished business. We mocked him. We wanted him to prove us wrong. He didn't prove us wrong. He proved us right. Because when Ohtani walks, and he will walk, now what? This organization's going to be upside fucking down. What? I mean, do we even have a backup plan? Because I know in the front office, most of those guys think that they have the power to persuade Ohtani to return. I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. And again, if you don't put the right coaching in place, 40 home runs, 82 RBIs, anything that Ohtani does, it doesn't matter. If you can't keep Trout healthy, if you're still paying Rendon too much, if you're not able to add a frontline pitcher to go along with Ohtani, or are capable people in the bullpen, hitting instructors, coaching, it won't matter. So you can be like the media. I'm starting to feel like that, hey, man, whatever the Angels do, they're fucked. They let him walk. They look stupid. They didn't trade him. They look stupid. They re-sign him. They look stupid. Because what is giving you any kind of hope that, hey, man, they can support Trout? Trout's been asking for help, maybe not as hungry as Ohtani, but over the years, what have they done to support him? Nothing. And they tried to go in with Perry and all this other stuff this year, and it hasn't worked. You're talking about another team that is now sub 500, a 6-game losing streak, no direction, no passion. What now? What now? Because again, this song fits the offense. It's like a bad elevator song, but that's, I mean, forget like Let's Go Angel. I mean, come on, how many times? I mean, look, I give it to all the fans that are there every game. You know, I wish I had season tickets. I wish I can go as much as I do. Work keeps me away from that. I've had many plans before. One of my dreams is to always, to one day have season tickets and make it to every fucking game. But, hey, we have other responsibilities. It is what it is. But I'm able to be here for most post games. At least we have that. But I would love for this team to do good. It's pushing a decade, dude. Next year, it's 9 years this year. Next year, we're teetering on 10, and what's going to tell you that we're going to do anything right? Again, if they came out and said, hey, we're gonna suffer for a little bit. We're going to go on a losing streak, and we got to rebuild. I'd be in. I would be in. But it's just not that way. Let's talk about the heroes and the zeros for tonight in the game. Let's talk about our Stamos Award.
Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's the face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look. Everywhere you look,
Oh, boy, that's great. I'm going to give that one to Chase Silseth tonight. I know he's not the winning pitcher. I know the other guy had 10 strikeouts. That's fine, but I'm tired of giving it to Mariners, so I'm going to break the 3-game losing streak on that, and I'm going to give it to Chase Silseth because you got to give it to the guy. That's my little bias right there, although he had 2 solo home runs given up. That's not bad, but 7 innings pitched, 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 12 strikeouts. That 1 walk is key. And he kept the Mariners off the bags, and he deserved a better fate. So I give Silseth the Golden Stamos tonight. He gets that Golden Stamos. Now, let's go with, unfortunately, the Nacho Night.
All the chips, all the cheese, all the refried beans, all the onion and tomato and the guacamole, all the beef and jalapeno and the sour cream, all the nachos.
The Nacho Night presented by Paul Sereno, by far one of the worst, and I say one of the worst, hitting coaches of all time, because now, Thames is rivaling him with that now. But that clown led the Angels to futility last year. Marcus Thames is leading them to futility this year. Now, I'm not going to give it to a Mariner, to be fair, because, again, they won the game, and usually, again, hat tricks and golden sombreros will win you this award most of the time, unless you do something really stupid like the other night. But there's so many guys to pick from the Angels because they just didn't do shit between Grichuk, Moniak, and Renfroe. But I'm going to have to give it to Moniak. Moniak, again, deserves it. In his last 7 games, he's had not 1, not 2, but 3 hat tricks, meaning 3 strikeouts in a game. And he even had 1 golden sombrero. So at one point during a 3-game stretch, he had 10 strikeouts and 12 at-bats. Has anyone cared to help fix his swing or give him extra batting practice? Have we heard anything about that? Has the media reported that? Have they asked that? Nope! Not whatsoever. So again, if you want this kid not to fade into obscurity and lose his career and be a 4A guy, you better work with him because he's pretty damn talented. Because when he's on, he's on. And despite that futility with the strikeouts, he's still batting over 300, one of your best hitters. Why aren't we working with him? I'm waiting. No answers. Because we don't talk. And we don't share things, Angels brass, and they don't work with players. They trust them to do their own workouts and to do their own practice and getting ready for games. That's the shitty side of this team that we have. Marty checks in with that sweep is the end for him as he has to go fire Nevin hashtag. Volmel checks in with good Lord. Nah, fire fucking everyone, including Gooby. I don't give a fuck anymore. Season over. 714 tickets. 714 tickets. Justin Option says game over. Volmel says fuck. Like I said in my last episode, Pretenders. We love post games with Todd. Thanks, Marty. Halos Forever says they are a joke. Leaf says, hey, Alexa, play Cash for Gold from South Park. That's to you, Leaf. That's right there. Also, Emma says, I'm going to start rooting for the Blue Jays. Oh, man, don't leave. It wasn't the pitching that lost the game. It was the lack of offense, Angels Grandma says. Absolutely. 714 tickets sell Savage Garden concert tickets. Did somebody say Savage Garden? Because hopefully it plays without a yeah, here we go. Here's our boy looking like Peter Griffin right here. I wish you could see this, but yeah, here we go.
Thing that you need, I love you more with every breath, truly, madly, deeply do. I will be strong, I will be faithful, 'cause I'm counting on a new beginning.
Next year.
A reason for living.
Next year.
A deeper meaning.
Next year.
And I wanna stand with you on a mountain.
In 2024.
And I wanna bathe with you in the sea.
Not this year, next year.
And I wanna lay like this forever.
Until when?
Until the sky falls down on me.
What fell down on us in 2023, we have to look forward to 2024. The season was sold by Carlos Estevez when he gave up that grand slam. Can't stand bro right now. Dude is losing the closer credibility. Vomo says just a brutal game. 2-8 in our last 10. Yeah, the season is over. Fire Nevin, fire Nevin. If a miracle happens, cool. If it doesn't happen, cool. Hayes is just like, whatever, I'm going to smoke. AC says the Angels lose their season opener. 151 games to go. Mick says, sweep. Fire the Angels. Hanky Panky Card says we got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tomorrow.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Even Hammer couldn't last long before blowing it like the Angels. Runners in scoring position is the problem. Renfroe needs to go down, man. He is horrible. He needs to be let go. At least I get to go watch a real team, the Fresno Grizzlies. AC says, why is number 6 on the dead list for interviews? Because he refused to. Look, he can sit there and not be fined. You try this on any other franchise. You try this in any other sport and say, I don't want to talk to the media. What usually happens? First, your team has to report it, and the reporters will also report it to the league. The league then sends a fine to that set player. No fines for Rendon since I've known about the guy. So that is, again, the Angels looking the other way and letting the players run the asylum. Buyers got swept by the sellers. Fuck. 2-8 in the last 10 games. Nice all in. Sell the team Artie. Let's see, balls, and strikeouts, because we've had a lot of those as well. A lot of balls and balls.
I was pretty cocky.
I want balls and
Strikeouts. John says it's all about the approach. These guys couldn't lay off the high ball today. Fire Nevin. Yeah, it's laying off the high ones.
Hey, Kit! Lay off of those high ones. I like the high one.
Miller's previous two starts, he gave up 12 runs, but of course the Angels help him out. Eddie Perez says the season's over. If the Angels fans really wanted to make the franchise better, they would stop going to the games and boycott like the A's. Artie can choke on my honk. No credit for Seattle. You beat a single A team. Seattle fans should shut the fuck up. Whoa, man. Grillmaster's all right there. Let's see. Juan says, I know it sucks, but Seattle is just a better team. They sure are. Vomo says, as an M's fan, so sorry. This was just a rude series. Hey, well, at least I'm telling you, at least the Mariner fans that come in here are not trash talking and being assholes. Leaf rubs some fans the wrong way, but Vomo's come in here. Eric's been very nice and everything, so there you go. AC though fires back with 8. Mariners are still poverty. John says Ohtani on the phone with his realtor as we speak. That's probably true. How much are those munchie meals? Are they cheaper than the parking lot at the Big A?
Well, I'll tell you what, Marty. If you go to a game or if you park in Anaheim Stadium, you're paying $6 more than you would for a munchie meal. Because if you go to with Snoop Dogg and you get that brownie and that big ass whatever chicken with cheese on it, and you get tacos and curly fries, and I'm telling you, you smoke a bowl before and you're really hungry for $14.
I think you care about playing your sound bites more than you care about this how the Angels play. Well, I kind of do at this point. I mean, come on, there has to be some sort of filler. I know that our boy Roger Lodge has a lot of filler because he'll be like, hey, James, can you play that highlight again? Oh, let me talk about UCLA basketball. Let me talk about the war in Russia. He'll talk about whatever he can, and then he'll be like, oh, stay tuned after the commercial. After the 10 commercials, we'll talk about the breaking news. Okay, you're not breaking any news and making us wait for 10 commercials when everyone's got Twitter. Does he not know that social media exists? That if you get a breaking news thing on your phone, post that shit right away. Or if I'm in the middle of something and breaking news comes across my phone right now, I'm gonna be like, holy shit, something just happened right now. Breaking news, guys. I'm not gonna wait 10 minutes and then be like, oh, just wait, because 9 out of 10 people listening to a shit show have a freaking phone that'll alert them of Angels news. So why just sit there and look like a dinosaur 10 minutes later and be like, well, here's the breaking news from Sam Blum, Sam Blum works for the OC Register, the OC Register was created in 1950. Shut the fuck up and just tell the news. Give the line real quick. That's what I'm talking about. That's filler. The filler I use is sound bites.
Wow, winning.
I'd rather have that on 2-second to 5-second clips or an extended song by Savage Garden to get us through some shit and try to make us laugh than do the stupid, corny shit that he does. And I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying that's my impression of filler. See, we're waiting for guys to get on base, move them over, then timely hitting to keep momentum going. I can't remember when that happened or the last time. It's been some years, Mick. It has, because the same stupid shit and the same philosophy is in place. Number 6 needs to clip around the ear hole and hold the heart and told to be heartened up. Yes. Also, actually, the bullshit with loyal Angel fans. Fire Nevin, the whole coaching staff. Give Benji Gill a chance. Nick Tate says, laugh my ass out the commentary along with the stats. Also, let's see. Martin says, the 714 tickets to the Titanic sub. I want to go watching this shitty series. Yeah, those are one-way tickets, by the way, Marty. Angels got to sign Burns or Nola. Fire Nevin. Halos Forever says, so is it the coaching staff or the training staff? Right now it's both. And the philosophy of just this entire organization. Will we ever win again? Yes, but not this year. And by the way, Theis hit a home run today. Eric Ward says season over. It is over, but don't let Roger tell you that.
If you're a so-called Angel fan, if you're a Halo honk for life like me, then shut up. We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Todd, believe me, you don't want to be there every game. That's coming from a season ticket holder. If anyone, yeah, okay. Braves tore down a 96-win team in 2013, suffered for 4 years. The proof is in the pudding. It sure is. Sid the Kid says, talk about not showing up for an important series. What the fuck? And you know what, John, real quick, they tore down a 93-win season, 93-win team, and we're talking about, can we please just tear down an 81-win team? Spare me, Giovanni Perez says, also Renfroe has to go for sure. Mick says, sign better free agents, not just big names. I know Artie loves big names, but this team is not winning with Ohtani alone. Exactly. Moniak is trying to be a hero every time at the at-bat. Fire Nevin. He's definitely a very talented player, Eric says. Nevin and the coaching staff is going to cost us the playoffs. Already has, Mr. Moves. My Halo has been honked. Let's see. Also, Trevor says, Julio may be in a slump this season, but it shows more fire than Mike Trout or number 6 or most of the players on the Halos. You can tell he wants to win and always goes out there and gives it his 100%. Exactly. And he's having a sophomore slump season, but he's playing his ass off and trying to get better. And, you know, the coaches are working with him. And guess what? His average is soaring right now. Juan says, my favorite song from Savage Garden is Crash and Burn. Sounds like the Angels, Juan. Sid the Kid says, I can't wait to hear this Todd Fox rants after losses. Must watch TV. I got my popcorn ready. MT says, keeps my blood pressure in check. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate that. Mr. Moose says the season starts tomorrow with balls, and Roger Lodge in Artie's splash zone. Perry needs to take away Nevin's BS philosophy. Don't take away the philosophy. The philosophy works because it's balls, and John Stamos.
I was pretty cocky.
I want balls and
Roger
John
Lodge.
Stamos.
Eric says, when does the season start? Oh, no, Hammer blew it. Damn, dude. Mick says, Ohtani has had little protection this entire season. When the other team started to walk him, it may have messed up hitting machines. Unfortunately, he's not Bonds yet. Exactly. Like the show, Todd. Thanks, John. I appreciate you. Vomo says, complaining that the M's beat a single-A team is funny because Ohtani is a single-A, maybe double-A team by himself. And it's true, but like that's how we feel as fans because we're hitting worse than our AAA and AA affiliate. A quote from Nevin in the postgame, AC says, I know everybody is now done with us and counted us out. That's fine. We've got 26 guys in there plus staff, and we know we have it. They know we're still here. They know what's in front of us. Well, that's a great quote. So basically he's telling you, well, the last time I checked, I'm still breathing. Everyone else on this team still has a pulse. We know what's in front of us, but he's not saying we're doing it. He's not saying I'll see you in the postseason, is he? No, Nevin's just trying to save face. It's Your Boy says, don't worry about a postgame show. They said it's going to be a start of the historic 15-game winning streak. I hate how honkish the Angels media crew can be in the worst of times. Exactly. They're supposed to be talking you down from the ledge, not trying to help you up there so you can jump even higher, off a higher ledge, I mean. I already know it's the honks out there saying that we only lost because of bad umpires and we hurt. Laugh out loud. Sadly, people will still hit season tickets and nothing will change long term. True. 15-game winning streak could be nice. AC says honk honk. He's all in because G.I. Joe.
Smart thinking.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Next 12 games, Giants, Astros, Reds, it's over, and Rangers, unless they can somehow sweep both Texas teams. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Yeah, the Trent Rush keeps pushing the 6th-ranked Angels offense, and Angels are aggressive, but this team doesn't do anything because the offense is not adjusting. And you know what? Here's the thing, too. What I've always said. If you're good and you're in a groove, you can be aggressive. Being aggressive every night is not helping. I would say 1 out of every 6 or 7 games, being aggressive for this team works, and they score a lot of runs. Doing it on a nightly basis where basically the team just on the scouting reports like, hey, if you're in the zone, the first couple pitches are swinging. If not, you want to start the at bat out with a pitch outside, with a pitch inside. Give them something off speed because they tend to look for fastballs right away. So by doing that, you're just giving an open invitation for the team to just realize what you are. You're not willing to change things up. It's rare and it's funny, and it's actually works when a guy like Neto or someone, even Squid, drops down a bunt because the team's like, holy shit, they're bunting. They're not used to that. That's why you have to mix things up, and the Angels just don't do that. It's same routine over and over and over. And it gets really old to see the Angels falling into the same grooves over and over and over. So, again, Nevin has a lot of, I'll say, balls for saying a lot of false narratives and to making us try to believe that this team is good. They're not. And your approach, Nevin and Thames, is downright embarrassing. I mean, switch it up. Work with your hitters, dude. Have drills. Because why was it okay for Benji Gill, when we were having all those errors earlier in the season, to then take the role of defense of coach? And he calls a players-only meeting, and they do, on an off day, drills. And they do extra drills when they're home. And it seems to have worked because defensively, none of you are complaining about their defense. An error pops up here and there, but their defense has been damn solid. If you can call a players-only meeting for that, and you can have workouts and mandatory stuff because you're actually acting like a coach, why can't the hitting instructor do that? Why can't Phil Nevin do that? They don't do it. No accountability, no leadership, no proactivity. It's just a guy like Benji Gill is exactly what he is. He's coaching on an island all by himself. Everyone else is fools. But freaking Benji Gill is at least keeping it real. Let's see. I'm going to buy some tickets for Nevin, Rendon, Squid, and Goofy Bat Boy Kid for the Titanic sub. Spicy says, suck it, Angels fans. He also says Spicy says he's lying. Don't trust him. He's been trolling. Okay. Let's see. MT says, I run a company, and if my manager is not performing, he's out or out of the door or demotion. Same shit should be on this team. Move on, Artie. Exactly. Marty also says, we know we are screwed when we watch Angels weekly, and Frenchie is showing us how to bat in the cages. Exactly. MT says, how in the hell do you get swept at home? No excuses, Nevin. Angels are so predictable. Fire Nevin. The Angels and Blazers are so similar. Laugh my ass off. Bad coach, owner, front office, disgruntled generational superstar. That's probably balling. Exactly. Sounds like him. If you guys want to call in, 714-598-3221. We'll take a couple phone calls on this Sunday. It's going to be a quicker show, that's for damn sure. 714-598-3221. Let's see. I don't even know who Spicy is. First time I've seen Spicy, but okay. If you got more than just we suck, then
I know that, dude.
Then we'll see. Nate Hustle says Kobe put up 3,000 shots up and 3 training sessions on his day off. Laugh out loud. Why can't this team do it on their day off? Well, it's because they are not focused like that. The Mamba was just a different animal. I mean, one of the greatest to ever lace him up in the NBA, and work ethic was second to none. And it's rare when you find athletes that hungry and athletes that strong and to listen. A lot of his teammates thought at times, most times, Kobe was just a huge asshole. But when it came down to it, they knew why he was being an asshole. He had to be. And when he was, the team followed him to championship gold. And I wish the Angels had those kind of dogs on this team or in the coaching staff. Because you could look at all the managers that have been associated with either the Angels over the last couple of years. You can't say that outside of Socha. You know, when Socha was here before the game passed him by with analytics, you literally had all the players, if you asked them, hey, would you run through a wall for Socha? Which wall? You know what I mean? They love that guy. And he brought a culture here and a stability, and he never let you get too high if they were winning games, and he never let you get too low if they were struggling. And if you were getting low and there was a problem, players only meeting, team meeting, extra workouts. I mean, the guy knew what he was doing. And yes, it was sad after 2000, I'd say 16, 17, around that time. The game passed him by. Analytics came in, and that was it. But this team is really, really done and cooked for this year. I mean, there's so much that, like, again, watching that Baltimore or listening to that Baltimore rebuild video, it makes you wonder what could have been if they would have just did that a couple years ago and just said, you know what, we're going to suck. It's going to suck. We're going to be at the bottom of the division with Texas or Oakland, whoever, you know, because those teams usually just vice versa each other, go back and forth. And we're going to take our lumps, but in the end, it's going to pay off with first-round draft picks. You keep finishing at 500, you get middle-of-the-pack players. That's just how it works. I mean, you really got to get some deep dives, but when you're consistently picking at the top of every round, you're going to get good players. The law of averages will work out, especially if you give the extra effort in scouting and development departments, international signings. That's where it all pays off. I think Artie does a good job in international signings, but in scouting and development, that's been Perry. Before that, we were terrible. So that's where it's going to come down to. I don't know if the phones are working. If you guys can't get through, maybe on my end. Let me see if I can reset this. Maybe just the phones aren't working. Sometimes that tends to happen with his bullshit. It's Artie Moreno, like, you can't have phone calls. You have to stay positive. Stay positive. So we'll see. If it's not, then like I said, we'll resume this on Monday, because I honestly didn't check into the phones before I got on, and I usually do that. I have a little check thing I have to do before I get on here, else my computer acts stupid. And I believe I do have a ghost in here because sometimes it streams by itself. Let's see. I know it's being different, Nate Hustle says, about the Kobe thing, but seriously, show that you want to be the greatest. Exactly. SRC says, Todd, can we officially say on this day the season is over? Yes, you can. The season is over. It has died. It is truly game over. Are we a chance to win any more games this month, Marty, or do we have a chance? I think we do, but it's going to be few and far between. Again, with what was already said and mentioned with the teams we got upcoming, doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I mean, think about it again. We're 10.5 out of the division. When just over a week ago, we were 4.5 out, smelling an opportunity to get back in this thing. And now look at it. Division's over. And then we were like, okay, well, we had a couple losses, but we're only still 3 games out of Toronto. Now look at it. 7 games out. We're done. It's over. Jacob says next year they are going to have a great creative team with ticket package like buy one, get one, and get the 10th one free, unlimited helmet nachos, and beer at the stadium, and it will still be fucking empty. Yeah, they're going to have to do what the Dodgers did back in the day and bring out those cardboard chips and just say all you can eat nachos, all you can eat hot dogs or whatever, because that's the only way you're going to get some people here. Vomo says, I know it's been mentioned, but I want to see someone on the Angels be pissed and get in the clubhouse going like Julio yesterday. Vomo, I know you're new to the page and new to, the post game, and you're probably only on here for the Seattle series, and I respect that. But all year, including last year, we've been begging for not just a superstar, anyone to become a leader on this squad. No one has stepped up with the exception of Moose. And it's sad that Moose comes here for 3 weeks, and that's when people were saying in the dugout, yeah, that guy's a leader, man. He's getting us pumped and everything. Why did it take a trade for a veteran to do that? That should come naturally. I'm so happy that you got a guy in there that's taking the reins of a leader that's so young, that's locked into the Mariners for a long time. That's what you guys needed. That's what we needed. Shohei Ohtani's never going to be that guy. Mike Trout's proven he's not that guy. But God, I was thinking Hoppy could be that guy, but he's hurt. Neto will most likely be that guy. I love Neto's moxie, but he's been hurt a lot lately, and that's because that oblique. He, I believe, strained his oblique, and they're not willing to say it. I believe that he came back way too fast, and that's why I'm worried about Hoppy. Now that the season's over, just tank him for the rest of the year. Let him practice, maybe give him a couple rehab starts and let him play in the minors for the rest of their season. But don't bring him in the majors right now. He doesn't need to play every day. Don't ruin him. And Neto, shut him down. Let that oblique heal. Give him a different regimen. Get him ready for next year because he's waiting to get that C on his chest. He will be a captain at some point on this team. And fix Moniak's swing. There's a laundry list of things the Angels need to do to be competitive, and it's never going that way. Mick says, I just realized we haven't won this month yet. Yeah, we're 0 for right now. Next 15 games will be 3-12. Phone says some error message. Okay, let me try that one more time on the phone thing because usually, like I said, I have to sign out. Maybe if I sign out and sign back in, it'll fix things here. Let's see. Yeah, let me try signing out real quick. Because if I sign out, like I said, and jump back in, it may work. So let me see here. If not, we'll just call it a day, and I'll have it ready next time for sure. Let's see. Just bear with me. This is some filler right here too. So let's see. All right, I think you should try it now and see if you can get in. I just restarted it. By the way, I emailed y'all. All right, I'll check that out. If you did the what is it? Halos in the infield pockets. See, there we go. It's the Halo honk line. Hello? Let me see here. Oh, well, there's an issue right there, too. Let me see. It worked for about a second. Hold on. I bet you it's the audio. Watch. There we go. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, Todd.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, it's Armartinez.
What's up, Armartinez? How you doing, man?
Good. I just want to follow up with a phone call for my first one. I want to go on the point that you mentioned about Trent Rush. I've been listening to him, and he's been saying, yeah, we got the 6-rated offense. We're aggressive, and he uses aggressive as, you can substitute another word for aggressive as being just not knowing how to swing, I guess. Just a nice way of putting it. We're aggressive. And that's because some other caller had said that we don't even have a plan in place. And he goes, yeah, is that we're going to be aggressive. That's our plan. But the stupid thing about that is that it's like that's the plan, but there's no adjustment being made. You got to adjust. You can't just put your head. It's like putting your head down and just going all the way. Just be aggressive. Just put your head down. But you got to look up at times, and you got to make those adjustments. You got to read the room and. Yeah, be aggressive is good, but it has its time and place, So that's how they're talking over there at Trent Rush. And I just listened to them just really quickly, but I can't take it. I just want to know. I just kind of want to gauge how they're thinking. But it's like they're stupid, man. It always turns me off. They're always trying to put a positive spin on it. It's okay to be positive. I like being positive, but sometimes, it got to be realistic. So anyway. I just wanted to.
No, I get you, Martinez. Those are some great points because if the game starts, in the beginning, you're listening to them do a pregame show, and they're trying to be, positive about the game and trying to say, well, Silseth has this kind of numbers against his team. I get that, and it's fine. But when the game plays out not the way that they're feeling, you hear how you hear on the telecast how quiet they get. And on the radio, they're much better at describing things, and they don't stay quiet. Langston's more critical if he has to be. He's positive when they're doing positive. So that's why I like Langston. But you're right. When Trent Rush gets on there, they try to put a positive spin all the time, and you can't. When you're coming out too aggressive, you're just playing into the hands of the other team.
Exactly. It's like what's his name? Tim Anderson yesterday. He was being aggressive. Towards Ramirez,
yeah,
and Ramirez made the adjustments, and I posted somewhere on the Yahoo Sports. I said, Tim must be short for timber, the way he fell.
See, those are good analogies, bro. You're coming with it today. I like that because
no.
I saw it yesterday when he squared up, dude.
Yeah.
Because someone tried to say on one of those message things too that it looked like when Batista got hit by a door. But I'm like, credit to it, Batista. He got his bell rung, but he didn't hit the floor. Freaking Anderson hit the floor.
Right. He went down in slow mo, boom.
It was good night right there.
I said good timber. But and this is another thing too. Is about numbers. Like we use numbers they're factual, they reveal stuff, but sometimes numbers do lie though, we could score, like in that Colorado series, we scored 25 runs, but we still lost, the series, or I don't know what, the numbers weren't really telling, it said numbers don't lie, but sometimes they do, and if we're the 6th best offense, but it doesn't mean nothing if it doesn't result in wins, so anyway. I just wanted to express that, man. I love your show, though, Todd. Thank you, man.
Hey, I appreciate our Martinez, man. Appreciate the analogies and the call, dude. That was a great call.
Yeah. All right, thank
brother.
you.
Have a good Sunday.
Bye. All right, you too.
All right.
Bye.
There's our Martinez right there. He also says in the comments the season ends today. Let's see. SRC says, what are you talking about, Todd? Make sure you get your family a family 4-pack for the Giants series. The season starts tonight. Well, I'm gonna what do you call it? Further give myself some emotional damage because I'm going to the game tomorrow. So, yay for me. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, this is Trevor. I've been in the comments section recently, and I want to say first of all that, hey, I like the show. I'm pretty new to it, first 2 weeks, and you do a great job, first of all. But I also want to go off a few points that you've been making, and it's just kind of like pent-up frustration because the Angels are just poorly run. Like you were saying, like everybody is upset with Arte right now. But, like, the accountability thing is really what gets me because you talk about number 6. You don't even want to say his name, and I get it. But him sitting in the dugout away from the other players is outrageous because this is a guy who's won a World Series before. He's basically has the same credentials as Moose, except I think Moose actually maybe has better credentials. And where is he showing his leadership? He's just sitting on the bench being a snarky a-hole, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
and
like,
then –
oh, real quick, Moose came down the other day and had to actually reach over to give him daps. Like he didn't stand up when Moose hit that home run. You know what I mean? Like everybody else did and high five him. So yeah, I know what you mean.
And then like I'm not bashing Trout as much, but like I see that out of Trout too, how he's always sitting there like next to Nevin, like whatever, spitting seeds. But like this is a guy who's one of the best players in baseball, who has like immense talent. But for some reason, like I don't know if it's his personality, like we don't know what's going on inside of his head. But this is a guy that could be talking to younger guys like Moniak, like, hey, right now you're swinging at everything because, of course, Marcus Thames isn't going to do anything about it because he's too busy in Nevin's ear too. But these are guys that could potentially help their teammates out and do the little things to help us win ball games like day after day, which will help us become a team. And they're not doing that, which is just so frustrating to watch.
Oh, it is, man. And that's the thing. Like we brought it up too before, Trevor. Like they literally, you know, you watch baseball and you could see other teams go through stretches, and again, their coaches will help them adjust. They'll try something different. Hell, if they have to wear a different jockstrap, you know, players are very superstitious. There's nothing like that on this team. Nothing.
No, none of it. And it starts from the top down too, because the broadcasting, like I see a lot of Angels fans, including you. I think for the last few nights you've said this, but like it's like a propaganda machine. Yep. Everywhere I go, Angels everywhere. It's all like, oh yeah, we're gonna hit a home run, or oh the Angels are doing great. Like where's the accountability again? Because baseball is not one of these things where you could say, oh, it's a great day and everything's gonna be okay. Because baseball is brutal to start with. And you can't sugarcoat baseball. And I never felt like it used to be this way when I was younger and before Bally's and stuff like that. Like even Mark Kubica, who's awesome, but like, what's the deal? Everybody's just like the product of an echo chamber.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely correct because like I only because like I like watching the Dodgers lose. I'll catch some games. And when they lose, they'll rip the team, whether it's on the Fox Sports or Bally's West or whatever who runs them. The radio guys are pretty harsh when they don't do good. And you're talking about a team that will have won 5 in a row, and then just because they have a bad performance, lose a game or blow a game, their fans are pretty, you know, they're on them. We know how crazy they are, but they're allowed to be negative both on radio and on TV. And that to me is a good thing. You know, you need to be able to criticize, because why are we all sitting here? Because we've been conditioned, bro. I mean, I remember when Roger first got on AM 830 and I thought, man, Artie bought a freaking ESPN affiliate. We have our own station. We can talk Angels baseball all day. And it started like that for the first year. And then slowly but surely they put ESPN national crap on, and then it got down to 1 or 2 shows a day, and then before you knew it, it was Roger, and then the rest was national. And the only voice you heard was Mr. Positive himself, and he's been like that for years.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so frustrating. And then, like, counts, too. Like, we have guys on second and third, and I'm going back to the hitting. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to take up too time, but
no, you're good.
Like, counts and eliminating pitches. Like, we swing it, and it's not just Renfroe. Like, Renfroe got hosed, and he sucks with runners in scoring position.
Correct.
Don't get me wrong. But, like, where is Thames? Like, we in college when we did this, like, sometimes when you get a pitcher up there who had a nasty slider, oh, well, let him freeze you. But when you get the fastball, don't miss it. And nobody's even sitting on fastballs on the Angels. Like, we're getting blown by like 94.
Yep.
And we should not be getting blown by 94, middle, maybe slightly elevated in multiple situations with runners in scoring position. Like, that's the basic thing, basic knowledge. Even high school players know that.
Yeah, and then Trout, look how bad Trout was looking earlier this year, getting blown by mediocre, like you said, fastballs. I mean, forget the 100-mile-per-hour fastballs that came his way. I mean, when was it in his career outside of this year that you were like, well, Trout's up to bat, throw him fastballs? Usually it's like, bro, if you want to see one go over the fence, throw Trout a fastball. You know, don't do it.
Right.
But this year they're all like, throw the cheese. He can't catch up. And that's coaching too. It's been pathetic all year. And one other thing I'll say about the hitting, notice how quickly our innings start and finish compared to the opponent.
Yes. It's true. I mean, and that's big on the pitchers because the pitchers don't get time to rest, and they're over here, and it's a mental thing. Like, if you give them padding, all right, they're going to go out there and shove, right? Mm-hmm. But if they're going up, down, and then Nevin's like, oh, hey, let me make this crazy bullpen insertion here, even though our pitcher's shoving. Obviously, he didn't do it today. He let Silseth in, thank goodness, for the first time maybe ever.
Yeah.
And then, like, let me throw in Berea. Like, what? He's not even for that situation.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either, man. I truly believe he needs to be fired. I don't like advocating. Obviously, it's not the same thing as real life. This is a sport, but you got to produce, man, and he has it.
It's true. It's true.
Yep. Well, I appreciate the call, Trevor. Call in anytime you want, man.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks,
right,
Todd.
Oh, you got it. Later.
Bye.
All right, it's Trevor right there. Let's see. I wanted to read a couple of these right now. I got a few from 714 Tickets. Gave me like 4 or 5 family 4-packs that I have to give away in the next couple of weeks. So I'll have some for the Reds and for a couple other good teams. Who wants them? It's the Halo Honk line.
Hello, Todd.
Oh, is this Grill Master?
It is.
Oh, you sound very happy right now.
Nah. Look, losing Angels, that was expected. There was only one thing that can change my emotion with the Angels, and it's a family matter.
Oh, is everything all right?
Yeah, my grandma's in the hospital, but she was somewhat communicative, so that was happy, even though I was kind of crying while I was there.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Hopefully she can get on her feet later.
And you guys remember back in 2021, you might have remembered back in 2021 when I was on the show, I said that I had a death in my family that year when I lost my grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
And that one broke me like a motherfucker.
Yeah, death sucks, man. It's hard, bro.
I really do not want to lose 2 relatives in 3 years.
Well, all you can do
She's
is...
92.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Look.
But she's strong as fuck.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
So I just need to...
Mm-hmm.
This whole series, like, I mean, my parents hate when I scream or rip the team like apparently Artie Moreno does when it comes to good critiquing questions.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of understand throwing Jaime in the 10th inning. I mean, I don't think we had any other good pitcher. Kenny Rosenberg, I wouldn't have minded out there, but that probably wouldn't have been the right move. So we were kind of fucked with the bullpen because guys were not available because of the philosophy. And Ronaldo Lopez, for those who were wondering where he was, he couldn't come in to pitch today because he was placed on the bereavement list.
Yeah.
For those who might have forgotten. So here's the thing. I watched and I'm like, fuck, where's the patience? I mean, we're just swinging at everything. Like, I just don't understand what we're doing. I mean, are we going to ever win again? I mean, we could watch the Oakland A's somehow, and they could give you a more productive at bat than Ohtani does nowadays. Because when it's a big situation, Ohtani is thinking, okay, let me give Roger some more material, and I'll just try to swing out of my shoes.
Yeah, I know. Look, it's tough because when you got something going on like life-wise like that, sometimes sport it can be a good distraction. And when they're playing like this, and with the decisions being made, this is one of those throw in the towel things. My suggestion to you, bro, if you can be there at the hospital, if they're letting people be there,
we left already. We spent about 35 40 minutes.
Well, that's what you got to do, man. That's what you got to do. Because that's all you can do is support her, pray for her, and all that other stuff, depending on who you have faith in, and just do your thing.
I don't pray.
Well, there you go.
I don't pray. That's not how my family is.
Okay. Well, people have faith in some sort. I don't know if you believe in Legos, but if it's what you do, then do it. You know what I mean? Like, just try to keep your head up, and understand that it is what it is. Because look, the first death I experienced too was my grandpa. He lived to be 95, but he was strong as an ox too. But when cancer kicks in. So
cancer's a fucking bitch.
It sure is. It took my mom as well. So,
Oh yeah, that's bad.
So you just you just gotta hang in there, my man. That's all it is to it, bro. But
yeah, I know. It's a personal matter for me because,
well, obviously,
if she goes, I'll have lost all my grandparents.
Yeah. Well,
obviously, we all lose all of our grandparents at some point, but
you just got to keep the memories there, and hopefully you have video and you have a lot of pictures and stuff like that. That's all you got to do, man. I mean, I know it sucks, but that's the way it is, bro. I mean,
yeah.
So,
but here's the thing. Yeah, and back to the Angels again. I want to be pissed, but I'm not able to because I have other distractions. It could be for the best because that you all have seen when I'm pissed. I mean, I go off the rails.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm a very sad man for what I do sometimes.
You're gonna have to keep your composure, bro.
We need something needs to happen. I mean, I'm surprised. Why is Moose not going over there and yelling at people like you did the other time? Go break some shit. Throw some bats around like Eric Ibar did back in the day. Throw the seeds out like Raisel Iglesias did last year when we played Seattle. Throw sunflower seeds. Fight. Do stuff. I don't know.
We're not in that position anymore. We're not that close anymore. They pissed those chances away to be aggressive and to actually man up and be leaders. So that's gone, bro. I mean,
well, they're softer than a peewee team. I mean, come on.
They are. And that's unfortunate, man. But all right, well, dude, hang in there and give me any updates on your grandma, dude. I'd like to hopefully hear that she's doing all right. All right. Because
she's 92, and that woman is strong as fuck. I think she's gonna make it.
Well, there you go. Just have faith in that. All right.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right, everyone. See you later. I'll be back in the comments section.
Right, you got it. All right, that's Grill Master right there. I actually have I can't take this call. I know that was my boy, but I'll have to get back to you on Monday. I had to. Sorry, guys. I have something that came up right now with the group. We have to make an important vote, and that's what we were talking about the other day. I will get back to the phones tomorrow. I promise. I'll be back on tomorrow after the game. But I appreciate everyone checking in and everything like that. So adios and have a good Sunday. Guess go Angels, and hopefully we break the losing streak tomorrow. I promise I will take more phone calls tomorrow. We'll be more interactive, but I have to cut it a little short right now, so I got to get on the Zoom. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your afternoon. Go Angels.